So now we will have a quiz, Meet Kadamba Kanana Swami, by Ananda Vrindavan Dasi. And I suppose you will be guiding us through this quiz.
So this evening we have our second annual quiz. Maybe it's going to be a staple in our festivities. Let's see how it goes. So this year we had this lovely Mataji here, Ananda Vrindavan, make the quiz. She's actually not officially a Kadamba Swami disciple, if you didn't know. So for all of us who are having a hard time doing service for Maharaj, here's a nice example of how we should be doing, okay? So, she's a Bhakti Tirtha Swami disciple, but of course is very inspired by Maharaj and has been taking advice from him and following him for a few years now. So this quiz is based on his different teachings and events and different things where she's been at or read about. And you'd be surprised, I don't know how many of us are going to know all of this. She knows it, but I've looked through the quiz and it's hard. So be open for some challenging questions. Okay, great. So I'm going to hand it over to our hard-working Mataji who created this quiz, Ananda Vrindavan. And round of applause, please, for her.
Hare Krishna, devotees, dear Maharaj. Actually, it wasn't a hard work for me. It was such a pleasure and such a privilege to be able to compose this quiz. And it was a beautiful meditation on Maharaj for a couple of months, because I was taking some time each day to think about some things that inspire me, and also thanks to the blog, because many things I found on the blog, of course, and his lectures. So we'll start. So we go first with the easy ones. So first group is Sadhguru Prabhu's group. First question is, Kadamba Kanana Swami often proposes to call this Kali Yuga, insurmountable ocean of faults and miseries, especially tough Kali Yuga, Chaitanya Yuga, or dark age of quarrel and hypocrisy. So which one is the right one? So this is the easy one.
You have 1 minute. I guess I'm in good time. No cheating.
Maharaj, you know?
We can give some hints, maybe.
No.
Who's counting the time?
Time is out.
Time is out, sorry. Just guess at least. Because anyway, you're getting a 0, even if you guess wrong. So.
No, you get
It's not minus. No. They don't get minus. Only in 5th round they get minus. Even if they're wrong, that's okay. That's fine. First one, insurmountable ocean of faults and miseries. That looks like Maharaj. Do it? Okay, group number 2, Krishna Kirtan Prabhu. Which instrument KKS played before joining Krishna consciousness and brought that same passion later into his playing of harmonium? Let us finish the reading of the question just for the sake of. So, guitar. Yes, right? 1 point for group number 2. Group number 3, Tatravati Devi. The famous dog who had a good fortune to be taken to the walk by Kadamba Kanana Swami in his early days was named Rama, Krishna, Hare, or Rex. Krishna. Yes, correct. Group number 4, Revati Devi. The reason KKS loves saffron color of his sannyasi dress is, it reminds him of the color of dust from Shri Krishna's lotus feet. It It reminds him of the importance of Tyaga and Vairagya in this age, meaning renunciation. It reminds him of Shrikant, Indian ice cream with saffron flavor. Number one. Let's see. Yes, it reminds him of the color of dust of Shri Krishna's lotus feet. 5. Spot the intruder in some of favorite preparations of Kadamba Swami, Radhadesh Prabhu group. That's shak, pizza, millet, bread and cheese, ice cream. This is easy.
What means intruder?
Intruder,
Which one is wrong?
yeah, which one is not his favorite, but is actually the opposite. 3, millet? Yes, okay. Group number 6, Vyasapuja Prabhu. A favorite place of Kadamba Swami in whole Vrindavan is Banke Bihari Temple, Loi Bazaar, Sneh Bihari Temple, or Srila Prabhupada's house and Samadhi. Sorry. House and Samadhi of Srila Prabhupada? Yes, right. Okay, so we go to the second round of the easy ones. So first group was Vyasapuja Prabhu. So second question for you in this easy section. When and where had Maharaj taken sannyas? 1995 in Soho Street Temple.
This is a mistake. None of them. It's about the place, you can say. But the year is a mistake in the year.
We go now. There's a place, okay. Where had Maharaj taken sannyas? Soho Street Temple, Bhaktivedanta Manor, Leicester Temple. Yes. And the year?
It was 97. 1 year later.
Okay, sorry about that.
No problem.
Group number 2, Krishna Kirtan Prabhu. Sometimes Kadamba Swami can be seen giving lectures in several different languages, and he even translates himself at the spot. List at least 5 languages Kadamba Swami speaks. Okay. In addition to this, French, Spanish. Okay, good. So third for Tattvavati Devi. In an unusual interview for Vaishnava Connection magazine from 2008, KKS was asked to pick up 1 book and 1 music CD he would take with him in case he gets stranded on a deserted island. Which was that? His reply was accompanied with pretty eager, "When can I go?" So, was it Venu Gita and Vyasaki's Kirtan Rasa? So 1 book and 1 CD. Chaitanya Charitamrita and Srila Prabhupada's Hare Krishna Dun, or Chaitanya Bhagavat and Aindra's Vrindavan Mellows? B. When can I go? Okay. Fourth, for Revati Devi. In the same interview, KKS was asked what really irritates him, and he replied, mosquitoes, spaced out and slow people, disturbing noises and smells, and or cruelty in people. Number 2, you say? Cruelty in people.
2 is closed.
Number 4, or Radhadesh. Sorry?
No, forget it. Cruelty in people is really what is the... Yeah.
Okay, Radhadesh Prabhu's group. KKS was also asked what thing about him he doesn't like and would agree that Krishna changes first. What did he reply? I would change my reputation as Mridanga killer and leader of the explosion kirtans. I would learn to say no, as I was never any good at saying no. I would get rid of a running nose and handkerchiefs coming out of my pockets all the time. This is from the interview, so we must follow the Radhadesh Prabhu's group. Zwei. Okay. I would learn to say no, as I was never any good at saying no. Okay, they were right. Maharaj, would you like to comment on some of those? Please feel free if you...
No, that's it.
Okay. For sixth group, Vyasapuja Prabhu's group, what is the appropriate way for KKS disciples to see and call Amsterdam? It's easy one, so yes, right. Amsterdam. Okay. Sorry?
Waar after it calls it Amsterdam?
Or Amsterdam. Or Amsterdam. Varieties of it.
Yeah, but that's not for discipleship. Okay. Medium ones. So for the first group, name at least 3 well-known seminars given around the world by KKS. Yes. Yes, these are some of them. Like Hamsaduta, Sadhana Retreat, CC, Faith Retreat, Living the Clouds, Become Champion, Chanter, among his mantra. So, second group, finish the sentence for the Krishna Kirtan Prabhu. With me, Raga quickly turns into... Yes. So, I'll just read some of Maharaj's own confession. What can I do? I have always quoted something which is like KC 5th Amendment, that is 2nd verse of Ecstatic, meaning that basically there are no hard and fast rules in the chanting. So therefore I claim innocence. I'm not responsible. Rock will do, as long as it will connect us to Krishna. Rupa Goswami says that whether it is Vedic or just a practical thing from this world, whatever is favorable for the service of Krishna is accepted. Third group, Tasmavati Devi, which is that fortunate country for which Maharaj in 2010 said that if he would have to limit his traveling to only one country in the world, he would choose Netherlands, Australia, or South Africa. Right. Point of view. Fourth. What is the mantra KKS chanted on his first encounters with India? Jai Radhe Radhe, Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Om Shivaya Namaha, or Nitya Gaur Radheshyam, Jai Krishna Balaram.
Second. Number 2.
Okay, so number 2. Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Right? Fifth. Kadamba Swami likes that definition of the word Bhagavan given by Shiljiva Goswami, which is Pa, which stands for Bhajaniya, Ga, which stands for Guna, and Va for Vishishta. What does it mean? He who likes to be worshipped by Manu Bhajans, he whose qualities are so amazing that he is irresistible, you have to worship him. He who cannot stand being neglected. Second, he whose qualities are so amazing that he is irresistible, you have to worship him, right? And Maharaj added to this, maybe at this stage our love is not very developed, but some attraction is there. It is even unavoidable. So this is the situation. There is no question of not coming to the point of loving Krishna, sooner or later. 6. What does Kadamba Kanana Swami's name mean? Krishna who jumped onto Kalia's head from the Kadamba tree. Krishna who plays in a forest of Kadamba trees. Krishna who wears garland made of Kadamba flowers, or Krishna who took unmarried gopis' clothes and hung it on a Kadamba tree. Vasudev Prabhu's group. Vasudev's Prabhu group, I think. Kadamba trees, second, okay, yes. Krishna who plays in the forest of Kadamba trees. Okay, so we go, yeah, we have some nice photos of Kadamba trees and Kadamba flowers, yellow, brownish. And Krishna playing under the tree. So for the first group, a second question in this section. KKS is fond of the meaning of Krishna's name Achyuta as given in the Nectar of Devotion. That means one who never fails to punish the offenders and demons, one who never fails in executing the dharmic principles, or one who never fails to notice even the slightest devotional service rendered unto him. The last one. Okay.
Comment on. It's not the Nectar of Devotion, it's the Krishna book.
Okay. But I heard it like that.
Maybe I might have said something wrong in the past, but it is in the Krishna book.
Krishna book, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. For the second group, the major theme in Kadamba Swami's offering in 2014 to Srila Prabhupada was never trust a guru who doesn't laugh, never trust a guru who doesn't dance, or never trust a guru who doesn't chastise. Yes. And some of what Maharaj wrote was, when you first landed in New York, you described yourself in the Markina Bhagavata Dharma as a kashtera putali, a wooden doll, and you prayed, Nachao nachao ami amare nachate, make me dance, and did you dance? You 100% acted according to Krishna's will, and were the perfect instrument in his hands. You used all that was within your mind in his service, that is dancing all the way. You danced like a resident of the spiritual world on earth. Then the miracle transpired. The puppet became a powerful and expert puppeteer, and so many puppets danced in his hands. For the group number 3, whose statement Kadamba Swami quotes a lot in his lectures, emphasizing mercy of devotees as a crucial factor in our lives. My path is very difficult. I am blind, and my feet are slipping again and again. Therefore, may the saints help me by granting me the stick of their mercy as my support. That was Queen Kunti, Maharaj Parikshit, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, or King Dhritarashtra. That's what he did. Right. Sisi Antialila, 1, 2. Okay. For the fourth group, Kadamba Swami often speaks about real Vaishnava charity, what that spirit is all about. Giving right donation at the right time to the right person, steadily and faithfully giving 30% of one's wealth for the mission, or when Vaishnava gives himself beyond logic and calculation. 3? Yes, when Vaishnava gives himself beyond logic and calculation. And Maharaj says, a Vaishnava is not only giving his possessions in a calculated way, but he goes out of his way and gives everything beyond the limits. He gives himself and relies on Krishna. So preaching is also based on this principle of generosity. We can only conquer people by our generosity. Krishna can attract anyone, but if we can be of any help in attracting someone to Krishna consciousness, then it is only through that generosity, if we extend ourselves, then we'll conquer and touch people's hearts. So this spirit is there, and that purchases Krishna more and more. For fifth group, KKS often tells a story how in 1986, Lokanath Swami came to Mayapur to offer KKS, who was at that time super busy with the construction of Samadhi of Srila Prabhupada, to take charge of a huge Padayatra with a mad elephant, biting camel, and hundreds of Indian villagers. Initially, KKS tried to refuse that service, but was persuaded by the village logic presented to him. What argument Lokanath Maharaj did use? He said, first hard work, then samadhi. If you want to get something done, go to a busy man. Or idle mind is a devil workshop. Which one? Radhadesh. So second, okay. Yes, if you want to get something done, go to a busy man. Because a man who is not busy is a lazy man, and if you go to him, he won't do anything. But a busy man is by nature very active. He may be busy and he may not be able to do so much, but at least he'll do something. So if you want something done, you go to a busy man.
Lokanath Maharaj.
Yes.
He said that.
For sixth group, how did Kadamba Swami enter Vrindavan for the very first time, quite symbolically? That's difficult. Actually, I'll give you a hint, Maharaj. Actually, mentioned it just in this lecture. Huh? Yes. He came in through the Prabhupada gate in sunset with hundreds of cows coming along. Okay. So these are some photos from the early days. So hard ones, get ready. For the first group, in the beginning of receiving permission to become an initiating spiritual master, Kadamba Swami always stated that he would not get more than a certain number of disciples. How many was that? 100, 150, 250, or 500? You say? 150, sorry. Yeah. Okay. So, question number 2 for group number 2. Maharaj oftentimes speaks with enthusiasm how he likes a lot the description from the Nectar of Devotion of Kamsa's moment of doubt. What that refers to? Kamsa's doubt whether to kill the first child in the womb of Devaki, but due to Vedic culture, he decided to wait for the birth to take place and then to get rid of it, fearing it might be Krishna. Kamsa's doubt in the honesty of Vasudeva's words, promising to deliver all the children to him right after their respective births. Or Kamsa doubting his promise after Krishna killed Keshi and contemplating for a moment to surrender to Krishna, thus giving us hope that Kamsa in us will one day come to that point of surrender also. 3. Yes, right. This was actually easy. Group number 3. When speaking about absolute importance of conquering someone's heart again and again, especially gurus and Krishnas, Maharaj frequently gives example of Advaita Acharya saying about Nityananda, who has brought Lord Chaitanya again to their presence after his taking sannyas. Nityananda, he's a true friend. He has conquered my heart. Krishna saying to the gopis, Naparayaham, that they have conquered his heart to the extent he's unable to repay them. Or Lord Ramachandra stating that Hanuman has won his heart over by his exceptional loyalty and service. First, the colleague is there. Yes, Advaita Acharya saying that Nityananda is a true friend and conquered his heart. Group number 4. Many times Kadamba Swami speaks about Vishram Mandir. What is that? The inner chambers of one's heart, wherein our most secret desires and aspirations reside. Holy temple visited by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu on his pilgrimage to the South India. Or traditional Indian house outlook with outer and inner chambers. chambers of one's heart wherein our most secret desires and aspirations lie. Yes, Vishamantra, sacred space in heart. Where we should invite Krishna to come. Okay, so fifth group. What was the first country KKS visited after his taking sannyas? Was it Germany, Czech Republic, or Spain? Second, Czech Republic. Okay. So, sixth. During
I drove to Germany.
During KKS, at least this one is funny. During KKS' overnight visit to the Buddhist monastery prior to his joining Krishna consciousness, what was the crucial point in disregarding his interest in Buddhist philosophy and lifestyle? Actually, what turned him off? Their extremely long prayer sessions, their severe penances and rigid, complicated rules, or the moment when the monks served the breakfast that was a little piece of bread with miso paste. Yes, the moment when the monks served the breakfast. The Maharaj says, so as soon as I saw the breakfast, I had a great philosophical realization, and it was, does spiritual life have to be a life of self-denial? Do we have to deny ourselves pleasures of life? Is that spiritual life? No, it cannot be. Spiritual life must be full of taste. It must be full of joy. It must be full of happiness. So I like that process, that monastery. And then Krishna consciousness was right there. Some say kitchen religion. Yes, I like that part. Lord Chaitanya's secret weapon, prasadam. And this one is also nice. For the first group, name at least 3 titles out of many KKS albums, or at least 3 titles of his songs. If that's still too demanding, then sing for us 3 KKS signature melodies. Sing, sing.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama.
Read Vrindavan also. Great. That's 3.
One more.
songs, and some titles just for your information. Heart and Soul, My Mind is Vrindavan, Waves of Mercy, Kunjara Lila, Stay High Forever, Vaishnava Seva, etc. And these are some songs. Okay. Question for group number 2. What unexpected deity can be found next to one of Haridas Thakur in the temple of Belgium, Bangladesh, oftentimes mentioned by Kadamba Swami? You don't have to know the name, that's okay. That's okay. Yes, that was Lakshahira, the converted prostitute. Lakshahira. Maharaj says, she was the emblem of lust, but by Haridas association, she was uplifted so much that she was able to overcome that lust and also take up chanting 300,000 names every day. I realized that in this place, by the mercy of Haridas, lust was overcome. If only I could get those blessings, then it would be easy, much easier to chant all the time. It is lust that causes restlessness. It is the desire to enjoy one's own senses. That is the problem. In practice, let us satisfy the senses of Krishna as much as possible. Okay, question number 3, for group number 3. Kadamba Swami talks about the importance of Chaya Bhava. What is it? Is it the bhava tasted by the gopis during Maharasa dance? Or intricate bhava that Bhishmadev had with Krishna in the chivalry rasa? Or bhava described in the Nectar of Devotion as a shadow reflection wherein a pure devotee can lend us some of his taste, his thirst, his eagerness, in other words, his bhava. Yes. Okay. Right? So Maharaj says, from a Vaishnava one can borrow or get some ecstasy. Also from the Dharma one can borrow some ecstasy. And then some of that ecstasy can also grow root within our heart and remain permanent. 4, group number 4, what does it mean being cooked like chapati? An analogy Kadamba Swami uses. Use your own words, I mean. You can use your own words, you don't have to be exact, precise.
So,
you know?
To perform musical service, to struggle for Krishna.
Sorry, can you be louder? Just a little bit louder.
Yeah, I don't know exactly, but to struggle or to have difficult service, to struggle in the service, things like this.
Can you take this one?
Right, sorry. Nah, basically I can tell the story if nobody knows.
Actually, this is the first 4 rounds are not competitive. Don't have this.
Nobody knows? You know. A chapati, is cooked on one side, and then it gets too hot, and then you turn it over, and then it gets cooked on the other side as well, and that gets too hot. So, we think that changing our position will change things, but the fact of the matter is, we are chapatis, and we're always being cooked, wherever we are.
Actually, it's a little bit longer explanation. I don't know whether to skip this or to read. You like to read? No? Skip? Skip. Okay. 5. In which way KKS got really special mercy during the installation of Murti of Srila Prabhupada for his Samadhi in Vrindavan? Radhadesh group.
During the Abhishek, Maharaj was under the
the altar, and he got also a fast from the Abhishek moment.
Yes, right. Okay. Yeah. I'll just read. For Abhishek Vishnu Prabhupada Murti, a special table was built, but due to a miscalculation, the drum that was planned to go under the table to catch all the beating substances didn't fit in. So KKS volunteered and went under there with buckets trying to catch everything. However, he also got a full Abhishek with lots of milk, yogurt, honey, but also cow dung and cow urine, and a few hundreds of liters of Yamuna water. All along followed with many Vaishnavas kicking him as he was under the table, and Brahmananda Prabhu standing on his hand. Okay, 6. Every day KKS worships his deity of Giriraj Govinda in Panchanga manner. What does it mean? Which 5 aspects of worship are offered in Giriraj Puja? Askar Prabhu, where are you?
Flower,
Flower?
soda,
What is that? What was the last one? Baiting. Can you accept a partial answer as like a half of? No. Maharaj, what do you say about that? Like, a bat, a scent, sandalwood, arati, and boga. So I don't know. What should we do with this?
no mercy.
Vaishnava generosity. Right. Practice. What should we do, Maharaj? He said boga, he said arati.
I'm learning to say no.
Next one, even harder ones. What is the beautiful poetry book written by Prabodhananda Saraswati, which Maharaj likes very much, emphasizing the unprecedented mercy of Gauranga Mahaprabhu and his movement? Was it Chaitanya Mangala, Chaitanya Chandrodaya Nataka, Chaitanya Chandramrita, or Chandradogya Upanishad? Chaitanya Chandrodaya Nataka. Oh, Chaitanya Chandramrita. Yes. And there's one quote. Let us glorify the boundlessly merciful Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Prince of Vrindavan. To taste the intoxicating sweet waves of the nectar of the transcendental love for Krishna, as well as to give that nectar to others, he has now appeared in the transcendental abode of Navadvip as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. One who is untouched by any piety, who is completely absorbed in irreligion, or one who has never received the merciful glance of the devotees, or been to any holy place sanctified by them, will still ecstatically dance, loudly sing, and even roll about on the ground when he becomes intoxicated by tasting the nectar of the transcendental mellows of the pure love of God given by Lord Chaitanya. Let me therefore glorify that Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Kadamba Swami uses the phrase, Krishna putting the sand in a sweet rice, meaning what? In his pastimes in Vrindavan, Krishna used to joke with his cowherd friends by secretly putting some sand in their sweet rice cups, thus making great fun. The analogy of Krishna placing suffering in the enjoyable material world, so-called enjoyable material world, to make us run away into his loving embrace as fast as possible, a gesture of his special mercy. Or a special pastime with Madhavendra Puri, when the deity of Kshirachora Gopinath had hidden sweet rice for his devotee along with some special sand. 2? Yes, gesture of special mercy. placing misery into the world. Okay, group number 3. Coming from Holland, KKS as a boy was really good in the following sports: swimming and football, hockey and running, athletics and wrestling. Which one? First, swimming and football. Yes. What was KKS' nickname when he was a kid, which cannot help but remind us of Vrindavan?
Peacock.
Peacock?
Yeah, something like that in Dutch.
In Dutch? Can we accept this as a... Yes, okay. Yeah, that was Pauw, peacock. Would you like to say something about this, Maharaj?
My primary name is Kok and my initial is P, so it's Peacock.
Actually, I heard the story how one boy couldn't pronounce your name, Pauw. So he called you, he couldn't pronounce L, so he called you Pauw. So that was your...
And then I used to put my hands in the pocket of my coat and hold up the coat like the feathers, to show that I really wasn't Peacock.
Lucky the following photo, group number 5, Radhadesh Prabhu's group. Kalpavriksha tree in Rajpur, Rupa Sanatan Smriti Tirtha in Bangladesh, Hare Krishna tree in New York's Stomping Square Park, under which Srila Prabhupada chanted, a special tree in Lolita Saki's village, Uchagaon. Rupa Sanatan, how do you know this? Yeah. Rupa Sanatan Smriti in Tirtha in Bangladesh, yes.
He came also.
And he got this slide. That's amazing, yeah. Okay, group number 6. Where is the following photo from? Grand Ratha Yatra in Milano, Italy, Ratha Yatra in London, Ratha Yatra in New York, Ratha Yatra in Soweto, South Africa, or Ratha Yatra in Serbia. Number 6, last one. So, group number 6, Vasudeva Prabhu? Yes, right. Okay, so group number 1. Who is the deity KKS bathes in this photo? Nrisimhadev from Simhachalam, Germany, Nrisimhadev from Mayapur, India, or Nrisimhadev from New Rajamandala, Spain? So, it's yours, yes, your book. So, Germany, India, or Spain? Okay, let's see. Yes, Nrisimhadev from Mayapur. No?
Yes. Mine, yeah. And they actually told me before that Grihastas should not do it, that if they would do it, that it would enter Grihastha ashram. Then I did that.
This was funny. Where was it when KKS stage dived into the dancing crowd during kirtan? So let's see this one. Remember this song? So was it Shravanam Kirtana Festival 2014 in Vrindavan, Italy, Summer Holy Festival Radhadesh 2014, or opening of the new temple for Balaram Festival 2014 in Czech Republic? Okay, Radhadesh Vasi, of course. Summer Holy Festival Radhadesh, yes. Okay, This is one of the favorite events told by KKS. During opening of Krishna Balaram Mandir in Vrindavan in 1975, what unusual thing happened while Srila Prabhupada was performing a very first arati for the deities, due to his being unable to control his preaching ecstasies. So the hint is given this very first arati. I cannot hear, sorry. Give it a try. Okay, that's. I think this is. No.
It's gotta be spot on. She's wrong, but not there. No, it's Prabhupada didn't stop the arati at the very end of the arati. As he's waving the peacock fin, he never blowed the conch or anything. He just walked up to the railing and started preaching to the crowd, like that.
This is the photo. Okay. Fourth, KKS appreciates a lot the descriptions of blissful Krishna, who and which scripture eagerly praised that, may that certain blissful personality enter into my heart. Rupa Goswami in Hamsaduta, Prahlad Maharaj in Srimad Bhagavatam, or King Kulashekara in Mukunda Malastotra. Rupa Goswami in Hamsaduta, yes. Okay, 5. What does it mean, Jayati Jana Nivasa, which is how the famous verse from Srimad Bhagavatam 10:1948 begins, quoted so many times by Kadamba Kanana Swami. Approximately the meaning. Jayati Jana Nivasa.
Krishna is always victorious?
Yes. Krishna is the shelter of all living beings, and he is Jayati, victorious. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur said, is victorious, means present tense, because there is no question, will the Lord be victorious? Will it work? Will it not work? It is always working, whether we notice it or not. This fact gives us a solace that Krishna will ultimately be victorious over our stubborn, unwilling hearts and win them all over fully. Yes, so comforting. 6. What is the name of the African devotee who was very personal and caring for Maharaj in his early days and made a huge impact on him simply by his humanly behavior? Was it Mahavirya, Ekavira, or Virachandra? Mahavirya? Yes. Okay. So this is the last 5th category. We will not calculate who leads, because in this category we have only 4 questions. And what we will do, we will distribute some papers, so we will all have equal possibility to write down the answers one by one.
No.
And, sorry?
No.
Yes, because there are only 4. And for this category, so if you answer wrong, then you get 2 negative points, and if you answer right, you get 1 plus 1 point. So we have 4 groups then. Wow.
No.
So let's compete. Let them compete. Huh? Yes. So we have 4 groups. That's Radhadesh Prabhu group, then Tatavati, Vasudev, and Krishna Kirtan group will compete. That's round. So, while you're taking pens and papers, I'll read the first one. And you have also like 1 minute for this, to write it down. 1 is enough paper, just for the group leader to write it down. And I'll read this one. What is the approximate meaning of the following verses? Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Lila 7, 2021, which are among KKS most favorite from CC. So Maharaj, would you like to sing or read this verse? There's that melody that is also important.
Sei Panchatatvamine Prithiviyasiya Purva Prema Bandhanera Mudra Ukkadiya Panchamilinutta Prem Kore Ashvadan Yata Yata Piya Krishna Balayanakam.
Okay, you have 1 minute to guess the approximate meaning, so you don't have to be like literally meaning, but just the mood of verses. Mood of the verses. Which group? You hand over the papers, all of you, when you're ready. I mean, you have only 1 minute, and then we'll see whether it matches. Sorry? Yes.
Ready?
I'll start with Krishna kirtans Prabhu group. You're not. You don't have and 2 more. Okay. So I cannot tell which one is. Okay, this one is yours. Okay. So Radhadesh Prabhu group. Vyasapuja Prabhu's group. I'm reading his group. The Panchatattva, after descending on this earth, met together and broke open the seal of the storehouse of love of God. Together they plundered the storehouse and tasted the love of Godhead. As they drank and drank, their thirst increased more and more. This is almost like literal translation. Yeah. Okay, so they get the point. Vyasapuja Prabhu group. I think this one is Radhadesh Prabhu, but just to be sure. The Panchatattva descended and broke open the storehouse of love of God and drank and then distributed to the fallen conditioned souls. Okay. Can we take this one? Yes. That's yours. Okay, Tattvatis group. Yeah, okay. And the storehouse of love of God. First, tasting, opening, drinking, distributing food of love of God. Storehouse of love of God. First, tasting, opening, drinking, distributing. These are like bullet points. Okay, yeah, okay. And fourth one? Panchatattva broken.
Das ist Deutsch. It's in German.
It's in German. Why is it in German? Quicker. Lachen selbst bis zum Wollen, zum Schmieden. It's not good.
No, I can translate.
Huh? Can you translate? Yeah. After explaining the verses.
You sure this is German? Panchatattva brachen das Lagerhaus der Träger auf. They broke up in the storehouse of love of God. Nahmen zuerst selbst. First they took themselves to their full satisfaction, and then they distributed it.
Everybody wins. Okay. This one. Yeah. That's the meaning. Second. KKS. Sorry? To read it? I mean, I can read it, but I'm just afraid that you
Well,
won't.
I have an objection because people said it was about discipline, love, and garden, but that did not mention the shouldn't.
You see? Look, it's not there.
Yeah.
He's right.
Yeah. So what should they do?
That the one, if you get precise, then his translation was the best.
Yes, yes. Because he wrote Pranam Mantra, he was using that in his offering last year.
He studies Sanskrit also, so Bengali is close.
So what should you do? Then charge everybody with minus points, extra minus, and then only this group with yeah, for the sake of the dynamics. Yeah. Okay. Let's do that. Sorry, I mean. Okay. So second one. KKS often compares spiritual life with driving in a car on the road, contrasting night and daytime driving. Give some description of it. This was great.
Come on, it's easy. I told it 100 times.
Sorry. Everybody has papers? Yeah. You have 1 minute?
Okay, I think I'll go for 1 minute just. Back.
Because fourth one is with you, Maharaj, you know. So you wait then for the fourth, when the fourth comes. Okay. 2 more seconds left. Okay, please finish. Okay, please. And don't need bigger papers, more? Bigger.
Well, he did a lot of driving by now. all the papers came back.
A small announcement, if you give me permission, please. Alright. There's a car outside. It's from Czechia, I think. Sees it. The lights are still on, and the number of the car is 5A39458, and it's somewhere out there. Yes.
Say it in Czech, yeah.
Takže niekto z českých oddaných si nechal auto zaparkované so zapatými svetlami. Takže číslo je 5A39458. Vám teda odporúčame, aby ste si išli toto. Thank you. Ďakujem.
Okay, to continue. So Tatravati's group answered. At the beginning, it is like driving at night. You have to concentrate on the lines rigidly and following them. The lines on the road are the rules and regulations and of spiritual life. And as time goes by, night changes to day, we still follow the street road lines, but do not concentrate. Put too much attention to it. We start noticing the nature, the scenery. Okay. So, Krishna Kirtans group driving. Yes, she will get the point.
She will get the point. Very good.
Very good. Driving at night, we cannot see much detail, and as day comes, the sun helps to show more detail on the road. So first thing, yellow dhoti and peacock feather. Then, as we stay on the path, we see more detail, like his jewels and features, feathers and entourage, as the sunshine of mercy breaks into our life.
-2.
Inspired by some, inspired poetically. As Vasudev Prabhupada, in the beginning of our vision in spiritual life is not clear, as we are still covered by ignorance. At this time, we carefully drive between the white lines on the road, which are the rules and regulations. As we drive on and the day comes, our vision becomes clearer, driving becomes easier. We are not as dependent on the rules and regulations. So Dvarakadish's Prabhu group, in the beginning, we focus on the line. Regulations, with time the road becomes brightened as we see environment and still we stay inside the lines. Okay, so, good. Go to the next.
Mataji?
Yes?
Short, can you maybe show the first question again?
First?
First question.
This one?
Yeah, because in the question it says the approximate meaning of the following verses also. So it's not only this verse, no, only the following verses. In the following verses also comes that you distribute. So.
It says the following verses, which is specified as CC, Ali, 7, 21. So it's 2 verses.
Yeah, it's of those 2 verses. No, it's true. It's not the following verse, it's the following verses 2021, which are actually giving there.
But the question is not so clear. So.
Yeah, but that's you should have read it more carefully. Now you lost. Okay, forward.
Yes, so Maharaj said at night, beginning of spiritual life, it is very difficult to drive as it is darkness all around us. Therefore, we have to stick to the white lines of regulative principles very rigidly and flash the light of the knowledge before us. But as soon as it dawns, it becomes much easier to drive. We can also start looking at the scenery around, still within the white lines, but not anymore so stiff. Then we start enjoying the journey more. KKS often tells the pastime when he happened to be on the island where suddenly overnight an army invasion took place and tourists were stuck with no possibility of transport to get them out of there. KKS managed to escape, but many people stayed back. How did he escape and what was the symbolism of that story? Do you remember language? Do you have papers? So are you ready? It was difficult. Huh? Okay, please hand over the papers. Nobody knows the answer?
1 second.
Either you know or don't know. Okay, time's up. Okay, so, yeah, please. So Tattva's group says, he paid to get on a boat. I mean, I'll read the others as well, so just to compare. Radhadesh group says, I think that's yours, no? He bought ticket for ship because he knew for sure that it will go. Don't be, so the symbolism is don't be mental about the ticket, go. And Krishna Kirtan. Army took over a ship arranged with limited ticket. Army took over a ship arrived with limited tickets. Maharaj bought a ticket as he knew it would definitely sail. And group number, I mean, which group is this? That was like blank? Oh, I see your Vyasapuja was. And they didn't know the answer. So should we maybe read? He was willing to walk a long distance through jungle and after that to pay an extremely high price for the boat. But those who were misers and didn't want to pay the money, they didn't get on the boat and we were waving at them as they were standing on the shore. In other words, don't think that we are going to get it cheap, this Krishna consciousness. Don't think we are going to get it for nothing. Who gets the points here? Or because yes, there's he paid to get on a boat. But the question was actually, what is this? How did he escape, and what was the symbolism of that story? So
let Maharaj decide.
Yeah, it's difficult, you know. I mean, the symbolism of the story was that basically we should, with faith, put our faith in the process and not hesitate, but just invest, and then surely success will be there. The people who are waiting too long in making that decision, they will still stand on the shore and stay behind. It's really about taking the decision and sort of with faith and just go forward, do it. Don't hesitate, because you'll be standing on the side, on the shore, you'll be left behind. So I don't know if anybody got it. All 2 points down. Let's go to the kill somebody, you know? What?
I have one objection. He said exactly the same. Don't hesitate, you have to go.
Who said that?
Me?
They said he bought the ticket for ship because he knew for sure that it will go. Don't be mental about the ticket, go.
Okay, well, yeah, I guess, I mean, if you can translate that into English, it said exactly the same. Okay, Duarte gets the plus. He convinced me. Oh, anybody else wants to argue? You get the chance. Possibly, you got anything to say? No, you had nothing.
No, we should get at least -1 because we said,
Yeah, they're right. They said you bought a ticket, Maharaj.
Yeah, so instead of -2, get -1. All right. Agreed.
Same?
Blank, so we didn't say.
His paper
Yeah, never mind. It's
the lawyers. You know.
And what about them? Because they said also army took over a ship.
No, he didn't take over a ship at all. The ticket at all, that's true.
So this is the last question, and Maharaj is going to read for it, but I will first read the first
Someone's
part.
gonna lose now.
So KKS uses horse race analogy to emphasize Ashabandha, hope against hope, that despite our shortcomings, in the end we will make it in our Krishna consciousness. Please finish the story. And be fast, please. These questions really should be quick, so be quick. Go ahead. It should be like dramatic.
You don't have the paper.
Paper. Paper.
I try to get some losers in this game, you know, but so far everyone's winning.
Would you read it, Maharaj? Yes, that's the thing.
And the horse race is getting ready. Ladies and gentlemen, all the horses are lined up. Coming up on the outside rail is chanting Hare Krishna once again. Chanting Hare Krishna still in the race, supported by sense control. But creeping up on him is that horrible material desire. There's pride and lack of humility running neck and neck. And look, pulling out in front, there is, oops, I'm a fanatic. Passing on the inside is devotional service, but hot on his heels. Our spiritual life is too hard. Dark night of the soul. And my God, why have you forsaken me? That nasty material desire is still going strong, and it really looks like that it's going to win the race, storming down the tracks towards the finish. But wait, look, outrunning the entire pack from out of nowhere, totally unexpected, now rushing the field with great speed, overtaking everyone and anyone, and amazingly winning the race. It is.
Who won the race?
You got all the papers.
I got only 2, I think.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Here,
3.
translate again. You see, he holds his cards since he's smart.
So the answer, yeah, the same. So it's Prabhupada's mercy, and he seems to be bringing love of God with him too. So that's everybody. This was easy one actually. So that's the last question, last slide. And we will now calculate the winners.
Yeah, I'm sure the target is lost. No, Vasudev was winning, I saw it.
Oh, the target is actually won, Maharaj.
Oh, he cheated.
So he's the first. Okay.
It's the Dutch supposed to win.
Humility wins.
Okay, so on the first place is Radhadesh with 9 points. Then we have Vasudev Prabhu with 8 points. On the third place is Tatavati with 6 points. And on the fourth place it's Krishna Kirtan Prabhu with 3 points.
I just want to remind everyone that the winner of this quiz is going on a soul mission to Antarctica.
Okay, so some presents are going to be given, is it? Right, so maybe
It's my stuff, I'm not getting that.
I can give it up.
Give him the bag. First place, come up, get your prizes.
It's a bit late, but I'm still giving it to you. Everyone gets something, don't worry. I have more. Who was the second? Also a bit late, what to do. I'm gonna give some deity stuff. Well, how many you have in your group? That's it.
Maharaj, I can come second time also. You have a big group.
Yeah. The jewelry, what are you going to do with the earrings? You want the earrings as well?
No.
so let's Kadamba Swami Maharaj ki.
Well, they have some more stuff actually. Krishna Kirtan, where's Krishna Kirtan? He didn't get anything.
He got last year.
Krishna Kirtan. Where is he? He doesn't come in, he doesn't get anything. Yeah, that's Tilak there. Tilak still on it, like, smudged it all over, especially for you. Yeah, I give you this ring there. He's got leftover. Soft. Yeah, from some counting.
Have yours.
Tray. Pictures. Who else? Oh, Tim. Yeah. These pictures are all backdrops from. So they came off the altar. Hare Krishna. Okay, Sri. It's pen, it's the last thing. Finish. It's only 20 minutes. Thank you very much.
His Holiness Kadamba Kanana Swami Maharaj Ki! Thank you for that enlightening and enlivening quiz. So, I believe dinner is served. We went a little over time, but it is ISKCON. So, according to the schedule, we are now done with dinner. So I suggest we all go to the tent and take some prasadam. And thank you all for coming. Hare Krishna.